Mega City Police is the latest bullet hell roguelike to follow in the footsteps of your all-time favorites, and it even has an almost chaotic top-down Broforce-like feeling in its style. And I really mean latest, it just became available on Steam at the same time this video went live. But is it worth your time? Let's talk about it. But first, I should mention the dev Undreamed Games gave me an early copy of the game for free. It doesn't impact my review in any way, but yeah, I have to say that before these guys come after me. Do you like Enter the Gungeon, Nuclear Throne, and Dead Estate? What am I saying? Of course you do. Mega City Police captures much of the same spirit, but this time with synthwave tunes, 80s style Robocop-like, well, cops, and features a slew of tropes and references channeling its inner retro action movie. As is customary with any good roguelike bullet hell, you have an enormous assortment of weapons with guns like the Magnum Revolver, Napalm Launcher, Neutron Beamer, Trinity Missiles, Twin Plasma Pistols, Grenade Launcher, the Nail Gun, Gorilla Launcher, the Super Stapler, and way more, all captured in your archive that fills as you discover more and more of the game's weapons. And you have an obscene number of blunt objects too, in case you ever want to bring a frying pan to a gunfight. Each character has their own unique starting weapons, offensive and defensive abilities, and stats to consider. The Rookie is your all-around balanced character who can dash and throw a flashbang. The Mercenary has a quick sword-swinging attack that can do some damage but also stop bullets coming towards you, and a forward-dashing slash attack. Cyborg is a bit of a tank but incredibly slow and weak. The Scout might be the most useful though. With a high speed stat and an ability to go invisible for a short period of time, she really makes for a great starting character to get comfortable with. There's many more to unlock too, with each offering their own unique styles. Other unlockables include 2 harder difficulties, different skins for your team, and some new loadouts. On top of this, there's already a roadmap for some free expansions coming later this year, which will include additional levels and characters. And there's even plans to add couch co-op, which would be an amazing fit for this game. There's some risk-reward systems to make things a little more interesting as well. Between levels, you get to use the money you've earned from Justice to purchase passive buffs, weapons, or ammo. Passive buffs can include adding some status effects to certain weapon types, increasing fire rate, or giving you a single-use revive as a few examples. There's also these contracts available to purchase. These are great. They offer extra challenges for the next level but can generate some extra income to help get you further in your run. Money itself drops from enemies and disappears after a short period of time, so you need to stay close to the action or remain poor in this economy. These challenges range from getting through the level without getting hit or within a certain time frame. Or there's this one that gives you increasingly larger sums of money for landing consecutive hits within a short period of time. This one in particular can be a bit broken. I was racking up insane amounts of money with some low-powered but high fire rate weapons, especially during boss fights where the boss can take quite a few hits to go down. Most characters can only carry 2 weapons at a time. With this limitation, along with weapon crates littered in every room, and the game's shared ammo system, you're really encouraged to keep switching out your guns, or you'll run out of ammo at a bad time. Of course, you can still melee with every weapon as long as you have stamina, so you can mistakenly think you aren't completely screwed. Die, go back to the station, and let's do one more run before bed. Oh, beating bosses unlocks cassette tapes for you to listen to at the station, even allowing you to make your own playlist to listen to your favorites during runs. All the tracks are synthwave, which complements the game really nicely, and besides the original tracks made for the game, you have some other big synthwave artists with tracks in here like Droid Bishop. The music and the playlist is a really cool addition to the game that is hard not to love, and there was way more tracks than I was ever expecting to unlock. Now I always explain games in this genre by comparing it to how it feels between Enter the Gungeon, my all-time favorite, and Nuclear Throne, which is also solid, but for different reasons. Namely its faster pace, shorter runs, and a slightly more straightforward mechanics. And it helps that most fans of the genre are familiar with both games. Okay, let's start with how it compares to Gungeon. While this game doesn't have nearly the same depth and absurd amounts of content as Gungeon, it does still have a fairly large weapon pool, and a lot of them feel really good and practical to use. It doesn't have as deep of a set of really creative weapons that made Gungeon so special. Mega City Police is also a pretty strict roguelike, so there's no strong progression system. But this also means it is very skill dependent, so you don't have to wait for really good luck or unlock way more useful weapons just to find success. Level design also follows a strictly linear path of 3 rooms until you face the boss. On top of this, ammo is tied to a weapon class, be it rifle, pistol, or rocket for example. For much of these reasons, Mega City Police leans a lot closer to Nuclear Throne. The ammo system, like in Throne, promotes switching out weapons often, making it harder to hold onto a high-powered weapon for too long without the risk of losing all your ammo. The mechanics also make for a game that's easy to pick up and play in short sittings due to how quick runs can go. I don't think it's quite as fast-paced as Throne, but still fairly quick, and there's enough weapon variety to make runs feel not too repetitive. It also provides a satisfying level of challenge without feeling unfair. This puts the game right about here on my nuclear Gungeon scale. But to wrap this up in a quick summary, Mega City Police is a terrific addition to this genre, especially if you've had an itch to play something similar to either of these two games we talked about. While in its current state it might lack the depth and variety these games have, but it is still a very chaotically fun and challenging game. And with it already clear that the dev will be adding more free content to the game in the near future, it's hard not to recommend this as a fun game that is still growing. So if this sounds good to you, check it out on Steam and consider grabbing it at its launch discount while it's still active. They even have a bundle deal going with Dead Estate right now, so if you were interested in that game too, this is an amazing time to pick up both these games at a reduced price. And if you do pick it up, let me know what you think about it. But that's it for me. I'm Colonel Dupes, and I'll catch you in the next one.